The Trans 675 Challenge, just the final two races to go. James Dye on pole position. There he is, young James, who's won more races than anyone else in the series this year. Michael Booth alongside him, another race winner, number 8. Then Ollie Linsdell on 33, and Steve Smith there on the outside of the front row, number 55. All that front row race winners this year. Tucked in behind him, another race winner, just getting aside of him there in the blue leathers, Rob Guinan on the inside of that second row. But it's green flags at the back, red flags away, red lights out, and away they go. Up the short burst into Paddock Hill Bend. We're on board with the young Irish rider AJ Hutchinson. He's carrying the camera as usual, and right up the back of the bike in front as we rush up the hill into Druids. All together now, lads, and peel off to the right around the sharp hairpin at Druids, down the plunging hill into Graham Hill Bend, which is now an extreme left-hander, and then along Cooper Straight, which, as you can see, is not this little kink in the middle here, and then heeling left over into Surtees and right into McLaren, up the hill onto the top of Clearways, and completing the lap here at Brands. There, AJ running down the dip, carrying that camera up across the start finish line. Up the front, it is championship leader James Dye who leads. He's down into Paddock Hill and up into Druids with Michael Booth right with him, and Ollie Linsdell there as well. Looks like Steve Smith has come up into fourth place, and dumping it there, old Rob Guinan, and it just washed out on the exit of Druids. He's absolutely furious with himself. Didn't look to be any sort of contact there. It just let go, and the marshal's got the bike upright. Well, now we see a replay from the front. There's, Rob Guinan there, and it looks, well, apologies to him, it looks as though he was helped there. James Wainwright appearing to use him as brakes on the exit of the corner. Well, Rob's down and out, but here at the front, Michael Booth trying his best to get up alongside Ollie Linsdell as they round Paddock and up towards Druids. And meanwhile, back on board with AJ, we've got Greville Ball on our left with that yellow bib on the leathers, and there Gary Thwaites just cutting across our nose, so that means that must be Adam Kemp up ahead into Druids, and Greville trying to run around the outside of Adam all the way round the hairpin, and Gary Thwaites does that to us and AJ. AJ tearing down into Graham Hill Bend, and Gary Thwaites on the outside just passing Greville Ball there, and we may, well, thought we were going to do the same, but no. We've settled in line astern through Surtees up through McLaren, and no sort of a gap left. Greville, nice one, knee down boy. Up they come onto the straight as the leader comes herring up to Druids. James Dye, who has been fairly well immaculate season long. Another superb ride. There's James Wainwright in 5th place trying to get in touch with the leaders, and there the pack led by Jack Sim, and that's a journalist, Jonathan Pearson. There are a number of journalists who write about bike racing who can actually ride, and he's one that rides very well indeed. He's on the guest press bike today, number 5, as we're back on board with AJ, and there's AJ himself, the orange and green wheels, chasing along Cooper Straight, as once more championship leader James Dye back towards us, concentrating hard. Ollie Linsdell, Steve Smith, Mike Booth. Steve Smith then got ahead of Mike Booth, James Wainwright in 5th. Then the Jack Sim, Jonathan Pearson, Ricky Chadwick, who's actually won the challenge for the over 25s this year, hence carrying that number 1, tries to get up with Jonathan Pearson. Can't quite do it, has to settle down behind him. And meanwhile, the battle ahead of AJ. That's Adam Kemp. Whoa, getting well out of shape, Adam. Ooh, and he bails out at Druids. And, well, and now he came down very hard on his elbow. It looked to me as though he caught that on the track as he went down. Very uncomfortable indeed. And the leaders around Clearways, still James Dye with that handy lead, comes up to complete another lap, but, well, sits up there and, well, red flags on the start-finish line, and indeed at all the marshals' posts that will be calling a halt to proceedings while they get an opportunity to look after Adam Kemp. There he is, look at that, snaky under braking, Well, I think for a moment he thought he was going to stay on board, but no, that really did. He came down like a sack of spuds. So James Dye takes the race win and wraps up the championship. Ollie Linsell finishes second in the race, Steve Smith third. From Michael Booth, James Wainwright and Jonathan Pearson, the Triple Challenge winner. And there, James Dye gets his trophy. Ollie Linsell in the blue leathers, Steve Smith in the black. And now Jonathan Pearson gets his trophy for being the leading challenge runner home. Ricky Chadwick came in second and Ben Cater third.
Jimmy, still got one race remaining, but you've wrapped up the Triumph Championship already. Pleased with that?
Yeah, I'm well pleased. Didn't expect it at the beginning of the season. Just really pleased now to get it out of the way yesterday. And I'm just going to still keep trying my hardest and try and get the results still. And yeah, I'm really, really pleased. Didn't expect it.
Yeah, we've seen obviously still going out there for the race wins, but sum up the season for us.
Yeah, I got off to a good start and had quite a good season with a lot of podiums, and I had a bad round here at Brands GP, but it's all coming together. The last two rounds have been going really, really well, so I'm real pleased.
And what's the next step in the James Dye development then?
I've got a BSB wildcard in Supersport 600 on Ross Walters' spare bike in 2 weeks, so I'm looking forward to that. I want to see how that goes, and next year maybe Junior Superstock we're looking into.
All right, well, James Dye, Triumph Triple Challenge, Young Guns and overall champion. Well done.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Mike, Jimmy's already wrapped up the championship, but you're still fighting for that second position.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. The points for second position it's real close now. It's going to be hard work, but hopefully I've changed my suspension a little bit, and hopefully it'll be I'll be able to manage it.
Yeah, because of course at one stage you were right up there battling with Jimmy for the lead of the championship, and then you kind of had a bit of a wobble in the middle of the season, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't do so well. I had a bit of bad luck at Cadwell and at Snetterton, unfortunately. Now I've sort of, the best I can do second. Jim's done a real good job winning the championship, and I mean, to come second to Jimmy is not I'm happy for him that he's won, and I'm just hoping to get second now.
Adam, bit of a spectacular get off there at Druids. What happened?
Okay, well I was coming out of Paddock Hill, and I'm not particularly fast into Paddock, but I'm quite fast out of it. And I see someone overtaking me on the way out, and as I was faster than him, I went past him coming up the hill, and got in front of him, and then he cut in on the inside into Druids, and I could see him on the right hand side. So I thought, right, I don't want to let him past again. So I braked a lot later, and as I turned into the corner, the back end was wiggling about, and then the front end started wiggling about, and I thought I'd made it, but at the very last minute the front end just slipped out, and I ended up in the gravel and the bike hit me.
And you're going to be out there for race 2?
Definitely. We'll give it a go.
You mad?
Yep. You've got to be doing this anyway.
All right, Adam, nice to see you up and about.
Thanks a lot. Take care, mate.